So while Americans are at each other's throats, China and 30 Asian countries just signed a trade deal that America is left out of. The maggots who want to be nativists, populists, they don't want anybody here. Guess what? 30 countries in Asia who supply us with our iPhones, our Samsung, our TVs, all the shit that you go to Walmart to buy at low prices, they all struck a deal. And America got fucked. That's your nativism. America is never, ever going to be the leader of the free world anymore. It ain't gonna happen because the rest of the world, including Japan, our ally, signed a deal with China. So,
all right, Shalom. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Bahalakah Kodash. I say double honor to the apostles and the elders at Great Millstone for teaching His word in truth and sincerity and for ruling well. And salutations to my fellow Akim across the four corners of the globe, preaching in the name of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. And this is the brother Gabar Yahweh from GMS Hawaii coming to you with another lesson. And it's on this trade deal that this woman was speaking about. All right, this trade deal that this woman was speaking about is actually real. All right. Okay, this is from the Washington Post. As Trump era ends, massive new Asian trade deals leave U.S. on the sidelines. It says, after President Trump's 2017 scrapped a trans-Pacific trade deal assembled by Obama administration and 11 other governments, countries from Vietnam to Australia paused to ponder whether a trade agreement would be worthwhile without the United States. After 4 years and 2 new trade agreements, the answer from Asia appears to be a resounding yes. All right? It says, on Sunday, 15 countries led by Association of Southeast Asian Nations bloc, and including China, Japan, and others, announced they had struck the world's largest trade deal, covering about 30% of the global population and a similar share of economic output after 8 years of negotiation. And I'm going to skip down. It says, let me skip right here. It says, right here, it is the second major pact in 2 years that excluded the United States. In 2018, Australia, Japan, and 9 other countries salvaged a version of the Obama-era Trans-Pacific Partnership, or the TPP, that Trump had rejected as a disaster for American workers. And this is beautiful, man. Because all those different Asian nations, they've been eating off of the plate of America for a very long time. And like that woman said, America is no longer basically the power, man. And why is that? Because Yahweh Ba'ashem Shai is bringing this place down. And he prophesied in the scriptures long before this has ever happened that this is going to happen to Esau. Because what is America? America is Babylon the Great. America is modern day Edom. America is spiritually Sodom and Egypt. Okay, America is all these different kingdoms that once ruled rolled up into one, which is extremely wicked, man. And for a very, very long time, it was the place that everybody wanted to be. Everybody wanted to make a deal with America because how powerful she is. But now the Most High, Yahweh Ba'ashem Shai, is pulling that power back. And this is Obadiah 1. I'm going to start at the top. It says, the vision of Obadiah, thus saith the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, concerning Edom. We have heard the rumor from Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, an ambassador is sent among the heathen. Arise ye and let us rise up against her in battle. All these nations, they actually preparing war against America, man. While like the woman said, you got all these people in America, the so-called nativists, which we're not talking about the native Americans. We're talking about you Edomites that, you want to be, you so proud and pompous that you believe that you're better than everybody, that, the world wouldn't be a better place without you. Well, now these nations are making deals with each other, man. These nations are coming together to deal with one another and leaving you out, man. It says, but verse 2, behold, I have made thee small among the heathen, thou art greatly despised. America is greatly despised because this is Edom's land. Who is the face of America? You Edomites, man. You so-called white people, man. And not everybody that look like a so-called white person is an Edomite. We talking about you super elite. Y'all all Edomites, man. Those people that you put in a high position, Edomites and tares, or just mainly y'all, who benefits from this society, who benefits from so-called American hegemony, the so-called white man. You Edomites, man. And you greatly despised amongst these heathens, man. It says, behold, I've made thee small among the heathen, thou art greatly despised. The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? Right, you running around the world, making all these different policies, claiming you bringing peace, when you really bringing destruction, death, and theft. All right, that's what you bringing. Well, these nations, they like, look, man, we can cut you out, man, and we're going to do our own thing, and that's what these nations are doing. You know, this dude Trump, he was the face of you Edomites, man. He's the face of the pride of you devils, man, and it deceived you. You thought that like somehow, some way that you were making it, you made the world a better place, but you were only bullying people into doing business with you. You were only ruining countries, and then come back, you know, behind the back with the so-called solution, man. Which would that be more terrorists, more military occupations, more theft of resources, and putting the people in poverty, man. All right? It says, the pride of thy heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? And right, that's what they're saying. Who's going to bring them down to the ground? Who's going to take us out of power? Well, look at you, look at you now, man. Verse 7. And these are all the nations. It says, all the men of thy confederacy, which you Edomites are in confederate with all these different nations, especially Moab and Ammon, so-called China and Japan. Japan was one of your chief allies, man. All right? And you do work with China. As much as you talk bad about them, you got mad deals. You got crazy deals with China, man. Like the woman said, you get your Samsung phone, your iPhones, your TVs, all that bullshit you Americans like to buy at the Walmart, man. Walmart wouldn't be Walmart without them Chinese goods, man. Them cheap Chinese goods, man. All right? It says, all the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee, your allies, have deceived thee, and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is no understanding in him. Right? In all these different nations, these Asian countries, they've all eaten your bread, Esau. You gave them loans. They paid them off. You gave them more loans. You give them economic advantages. Well, they deceived you, man. They ate your goods, but in the back, they were like, look, man, we're going to do our own thing. We don't need this guy. We're who the world comes to for a natural workforce. We're who these billion-dollar companies and corporate organizations come to make their goods without cheap labor. And so what? They Xing you out, man. This is Isaiah chapter 33 verse 1. Isaiah 33 and 1. Woe to thee that spoilest, and thou was not spoiled, and dealest treacherously, and they that dealt not treacherously with thee. When thou shalt cease to spoil, thou shalt be spoiled. And when thou shalt make an end to deal treacherously, they shall deal treacherously with thee. Right, and that's you Edomites, man. You dealt treacherously with everybody, starting off with the children of Israel, and even down to these heathen nations, man. You dealt treacherously with them, and now they're dealing treacherously with you. Some years back, you had Russia, China, you had Brazil, Russia, China, India, and South Africa come together, and they created something called the BRICS nations, man. And they said that this new Asian trade deal is going to be bigger than the European Union, man. And now you devils, you're losing, man. See, America's not going to bounce back. A lot of people, the only people that hope that this place is going to bounce back are you simple Edomites and you 2/3 of Jakes, man. And that means nothing. Because the Most High is not going to bounce this place back, man. The Lord is taking this place down brick by brick, man. Like my man Denzel Washington said in Equalizer 2, man. He said, I'm going to take it down brick by brick, man. And that's what Yahweh Shem Hawashai is doing. He's taking you Edomites' kingdom down brick by brick, man. And America is your operating base, man, for you Edomites to go across the world. America, London, that financial arm, but mainly America, man. Where's the IMF located at? In America. What does the IMF do? Go around the world, put people in, put nations or countries in a debt by way of their financial arm, right? Where do they come to? Where all these nations come to the UN at? Here in America, man. This is the summit. This is the mountain right here, man. And the Lord's taking you down, man. You're not going to bounce back. This is Jeremiah. This is Jeremiah chapter 51, verse 7. It says, Babylon had been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken, being in different philosophies, your democracy, okay, your economics, all of that. The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad. Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. Howl for her, take balm for her, pain. If so, she may be healed. We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her, and let us go every one into his own country, for her judgment reacheth unto heaven and is lifted up even to the sky. So these nations, they're falling back from you. They're going into their own nations. They ain't dealing with you Edomites, okay? And they already know that America is a done deal. The biggest consumer nation on the biggest consumer nation on the earth is America, North America. All it does is consume. Doesn't manufacture shit. Okay? All it does is manufacture wickedness and evil. That's its chief export. And you import all these goods and you just got people consuming. Well, now, that time is over, man. People ain't got no jobs like that. This so-called coronavirus got people losing jobs, got businesses closing. They ain't going to bounce back. They can't bounce from that. People going to renege on their loans. All that shit is happening. They're going to lose their homes. Eventually, they're going to start losing lives. This place is over. This is a done deal. And the Lord is taking you down brick by brick. And now your allies, your Asian allies are turning against you. Eventually, those 10 horns, those Edomite nations over there in Europe, they're going to turn against you too. Because they know your time is up. All right? So I just wanted to bring this out. I hope you were edified. I give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Yahweh Kakwadash. Say double honors to the apostles and the elders and great millstone for teaching his word and truth, sincerity, for ruling well. And salutations to my fellow Ak, and keep pushing, keep striving.